Can anyone hear me? You still there, Holden?
I am.
All right, I'm going live. I'm going live.
I'm gonna switch over to Destiny.
All right. I guess I am live. Chat, I'm sitting here waiting for the screen to like notify me that I'm live. And you get to see a little bit of Crazy Town, known as Ransom Rider. Hello, hello, I am Ransom Rider. This is my favorite game, Destiny 2. Today, Guardians, I feel like I've had a lot of brushes with evil. The evil hive, they're abundant. They're taking over the solar system. I don't like it. You don't like it. But I'm also going to have a little bit of a brush with greatness because holding a grenade is going to try to teach an old dog new tricks. I am going to try to learn how to skate mobility.
Eager Edge.
It's all about mobility. What do I need to pick up the sword, Holden, out of the vault?
Yeah, you'll need a sword with Eager Edge. Have you crafted one?
Let me go look. I know I have one
Okay.
saved that has eager edge.
And if you want to bring Warlock, you can, or if you want to bring Titan
I'm gonna try to
or
learn on
Valkyrie.
Titan since it's
Sure.
my primary
Yep.
play. Speakeasy
Bring
Bob,
your
hello, hello.
Lion Rampant. I'll teach you the other thing as well, which is flying with the Lion Rampants.
Speakeasy Bob, did you complete your Shattered Throne solo flawless? I know you've been working on it. I don't think I've been wearing those. That doesn't look like an ornament. Let's do this. This looks bizarre, and I'm here for it. Exotic. I'm gonna try to learn this. It's gonna be a brush with greatness because I've been brushing up against the darkness, the evil, for a number of days. I feel like I've been trapped in high-end content. Save me, save me. Trapped in high-end content. Q, hello. XO, thank you. Chad, I just want to say a big thank you to XO. He's in the military in real life, so he's a guardian, a champion of the light in the real world, and that's always exceptional. So shout out to you, XO, for pushing back the darkness and keeping us safe. He does it in real life. He does it in real life. Now, I need Lion Ramparts, these buff maneuverability and air hip fire and lift. Oh man, and what did I do? I promptly vaulted them. Come back out of there. Get out of the vault. I don't need more in the vault. I need less in the vault. So let me equip those and see what this is going to do to my stats. Okay, well, it drastically lowered everything, but these are a 90. They're very consistent. They're very consistent with intellect being the only really low ball. It's kind of low ball. Oh, and look at this. I have nothing equipped on this. What do I need? Well, I'm running solar.
Your
So, solar. What do I need to run, Holden?
your best bet for learning the flying with the Lion Rampants would be high mobility, but it's not something that you would normally run. So I would just use whatever you normally would, and then learn it with those stats.
Holden, I'm with you because chat. I'm gonna back up what Holden is saying. I want to be able to utilize this as I am. Like I want to be me in here. I want to be me,
Hmm.
and me never runs a lot of mobility because I'd rather run some of these other stats and keep those up. And I love my jump. I love it, and it loves me back. And we've grown with each other. We respect each other. The Titans, best jump in the game. And I'm unanimous in that. I'm unanimous in that. So let me look and see what I want to do.
You
Oh,
yourself
Holden.
are unanimous
I
in that
hope I'm good at
decision.
this. I was in here with Zemo, months ago. I say, well, last year, but it feels like years ago, trying to
Yeah.
learn this. And
Well,
I
we're
just,
gonna do baby steps. I think it'll be okay.
and we'll see. I would like to have
Yeah.
that mobility. You've seen Q inside the game. You've seen EXO, Speakeasy Bob. I even think you go flying through the map. So it's time. It's time I pulled on, the speed, the mobility, a new trick. I've got to learn a new trick. Now, having said that, Strand, yeah. And I love Strand with a grapple grenade. I even, have hung out with people who tried to teach me to fly on a sparrow because there are people out there. You know them, Guardians. You know them, chat. They can absolutely fly. And I don't need it. I don't mean 190. I mean like they sail through the game, as in fly in the sky on their
I'll tell
sparrow.
you what. Even I'm too old for that, Ransom. That stuff is crazy.
And I never was able to get the hang of that either. Hex,
It's so hard.
slipstreaming is
Yeah.
hard. Hex, I've been with people that just seemed like they never came down. They never came down. Alexa, I'm not
Yeah.
speaking to you. There's something about the words I use inside of Destiny that she doesn't like. She's having connecting trouble connecting. It's because I've never set you up, Alexa. You've never been set up. All right, I want to get rid of Bad Omens. It did what I needed it to do. She's still talking back there. I know, chat, you can't hear her, but she's carrying on a conversation. I think there's probably millions of Alexis out there. Alexis. She's still
Amazon is
chatting. All
always
right.
listening.
I have Lion Ramparts on. I feel like I want to just get set up like I would normally be set up.
Hmm.
Get out of my vault. Get out of my vault. Spartan, how are you, buddy? It's good to see you. Thank you for hanging out. Hex says it's a lot of practice for slipstreaming. I don't even remember
Yeah.
what they were trying
Uh,
to teach me about it. I know with what we're going to be doing now, it's like double button push or something.
um, it's close. It's close, like together button pushes, but that's it.
All right, let's see what kind of sword. I have half truths with eager edge.
Yep.
Let's pull this out. I think I deleted a lot of these because I never used them. There was one point where I had 3 or 4 of them, all with eager edge, thinking, this will come in handy. This will be the one I need. But and this
If
has
you
jagged
do,
edge.
if you do learn how to do this, you'll want to craft one because crafted eager edge is better than, like enhanced eager edge is better than non. You
I
get a
I
longer
can
duration
craft
to
this,
activate.
but I want to see if I'm any
You don't need
good.
it for now.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah,
see
you
if
don't
I'm
need
any
it for now.
good.
I just don't know how long it extends it. I think it's like you get 1.25 seconds and then 1.5 seconds if you have eager or enhanced or something like that. Maybe it's 1 to 1.5 or 1.5 to 2. I thought it was maybe 1.8 to 2 seconds like difference. But whatever it is, you get a little bit more time for activation.
All right, I'm just looking at this. I was set up. EXO, thank you for all those tips in that lost sector earlier. Because I went in and, defeated it. There were a few struggles, but EXO gave me a helping hand of information, and I was able just to, roll on through them. I steamrolled them. Not a Rick roll, but a steamroll. Now, I'd rather have a jelly roll, right? A jelly roll would be really good
Um,
about now. Okay, let's see. What do I need to put on here? Arc weapon. I don't think I'm really going to be using it because we're going into a private match, aren't we, Holden?
We're just chilling on the moon. I'm gonna get you to fly across the Hellmouth.
Oh, that's risky. That sounds
Nah, you
risky.
got it.
Holden's trying to knock me
Got it.
off. That's what he's trying to do.
We
Bye,
can try a
Ransom.
couple
Enjoy
of
your
different
trip into the
strategies.
Hellmouth. All right, let's
Remember
see.
how in Grasp of Avarice I launched you at the balloon?
I don't have time for this.
Yes, and I made it.
Yeah. So we could try that across the Hellmouth, but also, yeah, just join up on me.
You know, also where I really like Holden is on Europa, where the Exo Stranger is at, Elizabeth Bray.
Yeah.
That's a big,
Yeah.
nice, open spot.
It is. I'm trying to think of it. The nice thing about the moon is that we can get unlimited rally flags at the sanctuary.
Yes, Eris Morn, she's been good to us. She's been good to us.
Mhm.
So I probably need to go grab. I've got 23.
Um, you've got 23 ammo. That's
I'm
fine for
I'm
me.
gonna fill it up. I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna be prepared. As I'm
All right.
swiping and
All right.
swinging, I don't want to run out.
Sure.
Chat, everyone stay tuned as I try to learn how to sword. Is it sword skate?
So what I'm gonna teach you is how to like carry the momentum of an eager edge lunge into your jump so that you go far fast. It's not skating unless it's kind of skating. It's a part of the skating toolkit.
And they're all
Did you
basically just super
did right.
fast, distance eating mobility. It's mobility, basically, right? Holden, everything here is going to be a mobility.
Yeah, it's movement tech. Yeah. So we'll head to the Hellmouth. We'll go up to the top of it. The other thing that I'll show you, which is for the Lion Rampants, is how to basically fly with a sword, and for that you need to be on catapult lift.
It's right
So let's
behind
head
me.
over to where like where the public event happens on the other side, the high side of the Hellmouth. If you come up here to the left and all the way, we're gonna go around over here.
All right, chat. No judgments here. If I slip and fall, I have a ghost. I have a ghost. And I have a fellow guardian here who is, you know, a master at this, really.
I'll probably die a couple times too. Let's start from like right here probably is a good spot. Or actually no, let's just start from right out here on the edge. So the goal would be to get across to that lower platform where you were just hanging out.
I think I could do it with
So-
Strand.
You could. You can use Strand to like supplement your movement in this respect, but try to so have the sword out, and you'll notice that if you as you pull the sword out, Eager Edge will show up on the left side of your screen for a second and a half or so. What you want to do is essentially let's try it out on land first. So let's come back up here.
Oh, you're taking the danger out of it, Holden. Now you're taking the danger out of it.
A little bit. So what I want to show you is like basically if I eager edge on the ground, it's gonna go like that, and you can do that just by standing up there. Put eager.
Oh
away,
man,
and
we're
then-
gonna have a public event. There's gonna be a public event here in just
It's
moments.
okay.
We can
put the
finish a
sword
public event quickly.
for sure. So if you put the sword away, you have to. It has to be on pulling it out. So once you ready the sword and just like lunge forward, then it'll carry you to here.
All right, so I leave the sword in and then I pull it out.
Yeah, you always have to put the sword away to be able to
Ooh.
eat your edge. All right, so now what you want to try to chain into that is you want to walk forward or run forward, and you want to do hop and then lunge. So if I run forward and I hop and then swap to my weapon and then lunge. Okay, so the goal here is the goal is that you want to be moving forward. You want to hop, pull your sword out, and then all you need to do is do a lunge and swap to a different weapon right away.
Oh, okay. All right.
As soon as you do the lunge midair, if you swap to your sidearm right as you hit the activation of the lunge forward, you won't lose all of the momentum that like you'll see here that if I were to hop in the air and then go like this, it would stop me there. But if I were to keep the momentum, I'm gonna go like this.
Fancy, Holden. You're fancy. All right, now, okay, just go over that. Just I pull out the sword in mid hop, and then as I'm going forward, I put the sword back away.
I'll put it in chat. So hop, swap to sword, melee, which is essentially lunge, and then immediately swap away from sword. So those are the things that you need to do is like you're moving forward, you hop, swap to sword, lunge, and swap off.
All right. I'm going to say this, Chad. I start getting apprehensive about this new stuff until I get really familiar with it. Like, I get a little bit just... What it is what I've talked about before in this game. It's a fear of failure that I'm not going to be successful to be able to utilize this mobility tech.
It becomes something that's like so second nature. So that one you lost the momentum.
I did.
Yeah. So you didn't swap off of your sword fast enough. So just try again. Lost the momentum on that one. It's okay.
Now,
so
I feel like keyboard and mouse would be really fast on this. But it would not work for me. I would be too slow with it.
So one thing you want to do is not activate a second jump. You want to just do it in a hop and keep your gas on your second jump, like you're boosting after the fact. And so if you keep doing it and you notice that you're going farther and you're like still floating in the air, because if you lose the momentum, you'll hit the end of the lunge and it'll just drop you to the ground right away. But if you carry the momentum, you'll be floating forward further than you normally would go. And at that point, you activate your gas.
Why? I can't. How many times now am I supposed to I'm supposed to put the sword away and then bring it back?
So it's literally jump, pull out sword, use the sword to lunge forward and switch to any other weapon. Just put the sword away immediately after. So it's going to be like you're on controller right now, right? So it's going to be X, triangle, X, hold triangle, and then whatever your melee is. What's your melee? Is it R1?
Scouts report Hive wizards mounting a ritual. Kill whatever comes out of
Is
that
it your shoulder button
portal
on
and
the
shut
right
it
side,
down.
your melee?
Yeah, it's my... let's clear this. I can't focus on Holden with these Hive coming for me.
Yeah. We gotta stand on the plates.
Hexy, I don't know. I'm gonna really give this, you know, a good old. And what I will do because of that fear of failure, you know, I think it's like an official. There's something about it that's official. You know, I think they, you know, a psychiatrist will probably talk to you about it. You know, I practice stuff off camera,
Yeah.
and that's really where I try to get the hang of something that I feel like that I'm going to need to utilize. But I really want to do this now for no other reason. I'm going to tell you the reason why I want this, so that I can elude. And this is such an appropriate place to be. I want this so that I can elude those nasty swinging lanterns down inside the Hellmouth. And Strand is good, but Strand, it wears out. It does wear out.
When
All right,
I'm
now
when I'm
let's
in the
get, or
Hellmouth-
you have to rebuild Strand. It doesn't wear out. It just goes away, and then you have to rebuild it. All right, now let me just try this again.
Yeah, Q. I don't know about that. It depends. If you're a controller player, this is what I'm trying to teach him is totally fine on controller. So it's gonna be. I'm gonna write it out for you here. It's gonna be X. And then, how am I gonna denote a triangle?
Now, Q, you're just showing off. You're just showing off. Q's flying. She's sprouted wings, and or he, and has flown
Yeah.
across the map. All right, let me try this again. Now, I just feel like I can't get that sword back again before I hit the ground.
You don't want to get the sword back. You just want to put it away. So you see how in the chat I wrote that you're gonna type. I tried to make a triangle. You're basically gonna hit X to, like, as you're moving forward, you're gonna hit X to hop. Then you're gonna hit triangle to, or hold triangle to swap to your sword. Then you're gonna hit R1 and then just tap triangle immediately. R1 triangle. And so that might be awkward for the fact that you have your sword lunge on the same side as you're essentially using your pointer finger on your right hand to sword lunge, and then you'll use your thumb on your right hand to put the sword away, correct?
You know what?
that's
I'm
the
doing a little bit better right there. I'm doing just a tad.
Yeah. Sorry, I haven't been watching. Let me see. I think that might have carried the momentum. So try it again. Let me see.
All right. Wait,
I
I
gotta
feel
put the
like I
sword
need
away
friends
this
in
time.
here. Q's joined. Holden's with me. Where's all my friends? You guys can stand and laugh at me on the sideline.
I wish we could go into an actual raid. That might have carried it.
Oh, wait a minute. I messed up right there. Everybody was looking, and I stopped looking at me, and I messed up.
No, I think yeah. So let me just see here. Okay, so this is about where you'll land if you don't carry it. So this is your marker. You want to go until you're flying clearly past me from where you were doing it. So go to the top of the hill and try to do the thing, and just make sure that as soon as you lunge forward with the sword, you just tap triangle to put it away, and then jump. If you
Okay, so I just jump after I put it away. I just jump.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah, so
my
you got-
God! And I've fallen and I can't get up. That worked. Now, just remember exactly what you told me there, because I will need to do that again. That was the furthest I've ever made it. I was sailing. Cue the music. Sailing Take me away to where I'm going. Yeah, that was a song. I know some of you can't believe it, but it was a #1 song. Oh,
You
now
think-
just
you
hang
think
on. Let
Harry-
me try to repeat that
Yeah.
because if you can't do it again, it's worthless.
So you'll notice
Success!
that, like, at the end of your sword lunge, it's like dropping you a little bit, whereas if you did it like that, you would
Guardian
fly
down.
like over the top of.
It will come, Holden. It will come. I'm just glad
know.
to have made it to the portal down there. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I didn't hit
Yeah,
the jump
it's-
again. I didn't hit the jump. I know what I did
It's
wrong.
Not just the jump though. It's also that you got to swap off the sword. So you have to put the sword away
Really
after
fast.
You use it. Immediately after you
Yeah,
lunge.
you gotta
forward,
you
put
gotta
the
have
sword away.
lightning speed. You know, I need to be the Flash.
You could essentially try to hit your R1 and your Y, your triangle, almost at the same time, and just sort of slowly delay the triangle press.
I am actually, chat, I'm gonna say this. I'm feeling good about that level of mobility. Am I mad pro skill? Are they gonna sing songs about me? Will bards everywhere join hands and make a tune? No. But did I traverse this map? Yeah, I traversed this thing. Let
I'm
me
gonna
see if
show
I
you-
can get you in here, Havoc.
Oh, there's only 3 people allowed in this because of the patrol.
All right.
We could go into a PvP map though.
Let's do that. Let's do that. I think you're in charge,
Here.
Holden. Let's go into
Let's-
a PvP
let's
and
try-
hang out. Guys, join me
Here,
in my
let's-
misery.
Let's try one more
Oh,
thing
Havoc's
before we
got a
do that,
private
just to make
match
it-
set up.
So if you come over here just really quickly, because you have the lion rampants on, pull the sword out. You're gonna have the sword out the entire time here. Wait for Eager Edge to be off of it. So pull the sword out. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna do a jump off this, and you're just gonna go sword, jump, jump, sword, jump, jump, sword,
Okay.
jump, jump. And what that's gonna look like is this.
All right. Now there comes that feeling again, Dorian. There it comes. It's like, ooh. Slayer, thank you for that. Thank you for all the friend invites. These are struggles. These are real struggles. And I'm going to say, inside of Destiny 2, life is certain. And, well, life is uncertain and death is
Guardian
sure.
down.
Life is uncertain and death is sure inside of Destiny 2. And let me just do it. Okay, now wait a minute. Wait a minute. It was jump, sword, jump.
You just have to get into the air and then just think sword, jump, jump, sword, jump, jump, sword, jump, jump.
Oh,
like,
oh, I touched it.
Oh, yeah, and you don't have the right jump on. So you got to switch to catapult lift so that it gives you that, like, basically you're turning on the gas and just getting a little bit of upwards mobility. So you don't want to activate your jump like for long. You just want to turn it on off, and then lunge in between each on off at like the right cadence. So is your jump on catapult lift now?
Yes. Wow. I almost made it. Looks like I've
Yeah.
made it. That was close. That was close.
Yeah, it was close. So the reason that you fell short is because you left the gas on for too long at times. So you just want to do a single hop out, lunge forward with the sword, gas on, gas off, lunge forward, gas, gas. Lunge forward. Gas, gas.
Oh, I hit the button twice. I'm supposed to hit it twice?
Yeah. So you have to sword tap, tap tap, jump.
Okay.
So like, so it's one
Sword
press of the
tap,
sword,
jump, jump.
two
Sword
jumps.
tap,
One
jump, jump.
sword,
Sword
two
tap, jump, jump. Sword tap, jump, jump. Ah!
Yeah.
Ah! I swear I don't think my button's contact. It's probably because I've been smashing them too hard for the last 3 months.
So that was good initially, and then you missed a sword lunge and activated like it's basically because you have lion rampants on, it replenishes your gas at a rate that if you just use a little bit of gas, you'll never run out of that initial lift, and you can keep your height. Gas, gas. Sword, gas, gas.
Holy moly! History has been made. History has. Look at that. I'm flying. Wow. Wow. I am now pro skill. Pro skill.
So, one day, Ransom, you keep practicing that. Let's go into the PvP map. I'll join Havoc.
Chad, I'm going to start sweating buckets just in a minute. I mean, I know it's just a button press, but, you know, one small step for man, one giant leap for guardian kind. That's what I'm saying. I made it across the Hellmouth for the first time in my guardian life. Years I've been playing here. Yes.
Your next goal is to learn how to do that efficiently with your double grapple strand armamentarium build.
Now you're scaring me, Holden. Just calm down a moment.
Be able to Titan fly across the entire King's Fall ship jumping puzzle.
Oh, now that just piqued my interest. You just said magic words to me, Holden. I mean, those have voodoo mixed in because I saw the magic in that.
You can do it. Magic. You can do it. It'll be fun.
But I want to play with this before you try to teach me another step. Let's do this first.
Yeah. So that's basically it. You just got to learn the cadence of like sword, gas, gas, sword, jump, jump, sword, jump, jump, sword, jump, jump. And I feel like
somebody's watching.
Maybe I'm not even like getting the timing correct, but as you keep doing it, you'll.
Holden, yeah. I will come here off camera. Or with friends, and we'll practice. We'll practice jumping across the Hellmouth without dying. Oh my gosh, this map is scary. This thing is always so big. By the time you reach the enemy, you know, they're already got their super.
I'm gonna change characters here real quick. Be right back.
Yes. Now show them the true meaning of war.
Chat, we've moved into a private match for just a little bit of practice.
I have it set to Mayhem.
This is Mayhem, so we are going to get our super back. And I do want to say now that coming up this weekend on Saturday, it will be class battles with Coterie of Arms. And we will probably have, you know, some empty spots because people, you know, some people have to work. But we'll be doing a lot of different things. We're going to go in 6 Warlocks with Osmiomancy. We'll be going in with 6 Hunters, 6 Titans, to just try different strategies and to just irritate the teams, you know, the opposing teams.
Here, so Ransom, if you look at what I'm doing here, if I Icarus Dash. That's like a normal Icarus dash if I just jump and hit the button.
No, wait a minute. I didn't get to see all of it.
That's okay. So if you're looking toward, maybe look at me like going out from this towards that direction.
All right.
So if I just like hop an Icarus dash, then I land here. So if I were to carry the momentum of a burst glide into that Icarus dash, it looks something like this.
All right. All right.
You can see how I go much farther. So I made it to that flower, and if I just do normal Icarus dash, I make it like half the distance. So once you let me grab the sword ammo, please, and then I'll.
Dorian, you want to join? I think
totally.
that Dorian, I think I'm on social. Let me just check. Yeah, I'm on social. Slayer
Yeah,
wants to join. And my
Is that
number,
right?
it's
Keeping
it's
that one?
ransom rider underscore 70 ransom underscore rider number 7755. Now we're practicing just, we're showing skills, and Holden is giving a training session. This training session is free. There is no charge. We need to rename Holden the Mod Dad. The Mod Dad. Now that,
So-
wait a minute. I saw somebody use
ahead.
this recently. It might have been Zemo was using this where he stood inside the stasis and protected himself. All right, let me just try this again. I want to put my gun on. Wait, I want Eager Edge to be gone. Then I put my gun on. I jump.
Yeah, with catapult lift, you'll get that height lift, which
Wow.
will allow you to go up higher. Strafe lift goes further, and then high jump goes the highest, but has the least horizontal coverage.
Wow, but Holden, that's further than I've ever traveled by doing those little swaps.
Yeah, and if you swap off the sword after the lunge even faster, you'll go farther.
I'm gonna work on that. These fingers
Yeah.
are thick. I've got thick fingers.
So do I.
Swipe, jump, shatter. Swipe.
But let me get over here. Everyone take advantage of this lesson. We have Holden
So-
a grenade from Clan Coalesce. He's come to us all the way from the far reaches of Canada. Life is rough up there. We don't know what's going on with
is.
the Hive and the Taken, but Holden's doing his part to push back the darkness, and he's come all this way to train us how to move quickly through the maps of Destiny 2. Take advantage of this, Guardians. Don't miss out. All right, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to try to get better. Oh, I double jumped there. I messed up. I messed up. No judgments. This is a judgment-free zone.
How fast is Heavy in Mayhem?
Havoc, can you make the thing invite only and kick out this person that just joined? Unless you know the person that just joined. Yeah, they're a troll.
All right, now let me try that again. I need to put my hand cannon in, my sidearm, but it doesn't matter the weapon. You just don't want your sword in. Then I jump once, right? Hold on, I jump once and switch to my sword.
So I'll put it in the. I think. Do you have game chat on? I guess not.
All right, wait a
you
minute.
hit L on-
I need to get out of my sword. I have
You gotta
whispers
get more
on,
sword
but they
ammo.
go away. Whispers go away.
You need to go get the heavy drop. Get
Oh,
more
that's
sword
why
ammo.
it's not working.
Yeah.
Chat, this won't
that-
work
the-
without heavy. You do need heavy.
The issue the issue with us all being in the same match is that it limits how many like we need heavy spawns, so everyone being in here picking up the swords makes it more difficult for people to
Oh,
keep
no.
ammo to be practicing with.
Ah,
But it is better for well skate practice, which you need your Well of Radiance for, which is why I originally said that we would go into a private match with Mayhem Super Regeneration. But well skating on a controller, I mean, I'm only able to do it because of the specific bonus button controller that I use that has an extra button that I can press so that I can press 2 buttons with 1 finger.
now Holden, is it possible to have this movement tech added into like a macro? I don't know anything about macros. I'm barely,
100%.
understanding where keys are at on my board. But could this be utilized
is.
in a one button press?
Yes.
Chat. The magic just got a lot brighter. Now, how does that work? How does stuff like that work?
I don't know. The only things that I've ever macroed are vendor like interactions. I would privately ask your technical support about that.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, I
macros
would
for
be able to do it,
I
but-
think macros for like in-game actions are still sort of gray area
yeah.
when it comes to Bungie.
When you're
They have
spotted.
said that that macros are allowed for accessibility, and so that's why I feel comfortable using macros for vendors, because I'm avoiding carpal tunnel, which is an accessibility thing. But I don't know. I mean, I know that lots of people do macro in PvP. They macro in speed running and stuff like that. But I personally wouldn't.
You're muted, Havoc. Oh, I didn't know that Shatter. I didn't know it was. I didn't know it was considered that. They're whispering into my ear.
Can we go into a raid that has a flag at the beginning instead, so that everyone can get full ammo?
Yes.
I'm trying to think what would be a good spot.
Savathun. No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. Well, yeah, the first encounter in Savathun, the not Root of Nightmares, but Vow of the Disciple. The pyramid's a huge open spot, and there's a rally flag there, but you have to get through the swamp.
I don't think there's a rally flag until the first encounter.
Right.
We'd
You have
do the
to
opening
make
part.
it through the swamp before you get
Last
there.
wish and get its flag.
Last wish. The
Oh,
flag
you need an open spot. You
is-
can
I'm-
get,
hold on, what-
Shirochi.
One
You just
sec.
have to make the wish to Shirochi, and that's a nice area.
Oh,
Get the
that
flag
is a
and then
nice area.
whole
Shirochi
jump
has a
in.
big area.
You could do that.
Yeah, we can go to Shuro.
But I
Here,
didn't
give
think
me-
mobility would be considered. I guess it would be considered not
It's-
hunky dory, as we say back home, to move that quickly across the map.
Yeah, it's an advantage that gains you something that is a third party. Like it's non-player input. But let me just grab. There's a Shirochi checkpoint bot. Give me 1 second here.
But Chad, I do feel like I've really just come a long way. I made it. I made it across the Hellmouth.
The Hellmouth. Yep.
So I'm feeling good about making it across the Hellmouth.
Alright, I'm grabbing Shirochi, and then I'll let you know when I load in on an independent instance, and then you can bring
All
everyone
right.
Havoc.
This map that we're currently on, when I first landed in here, I was like, "Oh, this is so phenomenal!" And there were like baby frogs. You know, there was wildlife here. But then you play it a few times, and it's so large. It takes you too long to really get to the action of it all. Oh, you dropped heavy? Thank you. Thank you. It just took too long to make it. It did. But I never have been on the Sparrow map, and I feel like there's at some point I need to visit the Sparrow map. Now, Hexy, I hope that maybe you and Exo or you and Don't Reach, that I can go into Trials of Osiris, and that would basically be tomorrow. Right, Friday, Trials would start. I wonder if, is Trials worse at the beginning? Is it worse at the beginning, or is it worse, on a Sunday, Monday? I wonder what day it's the most rotten.
I think it's most rotten at night. I think during the daytime it's the best it can be.
Now, Holden, do you have Hushed Shrinks?
No, I don't.
Oh, Hexy says there are a lot of cheaters in the beginning of the week. A lot of cheaters.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And it is bad. Why? I mean, why even? I don't know. Why even want to cheat? Because then it's not real. Anything you earn, if you're cheating, it's hollow. It's tasteless. It's like getting a brownie and it's empty on the inside.
It's like, no joke, it's mental illness, in my opinion.
I never have understood that. If I'm walking down the street and I go into a shop and they've got a belt that says World First Raider, and I buy it for $20,
Doesn't make you a world.
it doesn't make me a world class raider. It just makes me a fraud. So I never have understood any of that. None of it.
They don't care about being seen as a fraud, or they think that they can get away with it. It's like when someone treats you like garbage and you're like working. It's like, if you really look at the fact that like they're treating someone as lesser than, you just sort of have to feel sad for them, that their self-esteem and that their opinion of themselves is so low that they have to like ruin other people's days to feel good. Havoc, you can join on me.
Hexy, I hear you. I see a lot of the public created the content from streamers where they, call out cheating. And I just never have understood why anybody, would want to do that. It just doesn't make any sense in my mind about why. Because I'm like a 0.8, and I proudly earned my 0.8.
Cheating in a game where everything falls over.
Oh, all by myself.
Well, I need to not do that, I guess. Oops.
All right, I'm gonna have to.
We're in space. We're traveling right now.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, there's no room already. That filled up fast. What happened when we really want to get a raid done? We're searching for people. Hexy says it's a major problem in the game. Q says cheating in a game's where everything falls over. Yeah, I don't understand it at all. But having said that, now I don't play a lot of PvP. PvP is not something that you will find me in often. I only played one game of Iron Banner.
I think I might bring any extras. Oh.
Thank you, chat. Thank you. I think that we're reaching the max capacity, so I'm gonna have to.
Loading the Holden is there. I don't know how many spaces you needed, so I left them two. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So I need to join on Holden.
Yeah. So he's standing by the flag. Man, I wish they need to start doing like 20-man raids. 18. At least a 12-man raid, that would be
Now,
nice
wait
to
a minute,
see
Hexy. It says, I used to play like 40 hours of Trials a weekend. Now I can barely do 2 cards without wanting to.
For generations,
Part of
the
that
Dreaming
is
City
the
housed
skill
one of the
creep.
Awoken's most closely guarded
The
secrets.
amount of people that
She
like,
is
give
known
up
as
on
Riven.
trials every
Riven
weekend
of 1,000
as
voices.
The,
The
bottom
last
of the
known
barrel
Ahamkara.
gamers,
She has been
like,
taken,
just gets
and her
mushed
death is your
over
calling.
And over and over again. It just gets worse and worse and worse as the season goes on.
But I thought they really made a concentrated effort just a few months back to like rid the game of people that wanted to use, technologically advanced aid. And I think they even won several lawsuits against companies that were manufacturing.
They did, but the fight never ends with that stuff. Like it's like you cut off one head and 5 more pop up.
Hexy says 17 kills in a trials match to lose. Q says it's terrible. Enemy team is just gamers and they don't mind. And mine don't know how to hold a controller. I will say this about it. I go in and I try. I even will take like Vigilance Wing and hope that 5 shots mean something. And I go for it. I try to do it. But I then play with like fellow clanmate Dom, who's absolutely phenomenal. He's just phenomenal, and I can see him sliding and running around and just taking down the enemy. And I'm not that quick. And I don't know that I will be that quick. I don't know that I can change it. What I need is just guns that are more powerful. That's what I need.
Guardian down.
Okay, I made it a long way. I feel like I, messed up a little bit there. I messed up.
Yeah, so if you ever lose the ability to keep getting a little bit of height with each jump activation, then you left the gas on for too long with the jump.
Okay. All right.
The other thing is that you can't actually go that way without hitting like a weird zone. So you want to be
on the other side.
You want to be practicing from the other side, yeah.
Yeah, because there's landing zones over there. There are landing zones.
Yeah, I would go from the top of this rock over to that rock there,
All right, now so it's switch into my sword, and then I switch out of it, and just keep swinging. Tell me that again, Holden. Tell me that again.
All right. So do you want to do the one that's just like the casual flying or the going far?
The
flying?
one like I did that I made it across the Hellmouth.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to keep your sword out the entire time. You can switch to it now, so that you don't have eager edge, because eager edge actually kind of messes up this style of flying if you're not really comfortable with it. So you're basically just going to get airborne, so single hop into the air, but not activate your gas. And you're just going to go sword, jump, jump, sword, jump, jump.
And it's double. You
sword,
mean, and by jump, you mean I hit my jump button twice.
Correct.
All right, so I jump into the air, swing my sword, and then hit jump, jump.
Just completely forget like the fact that you have to jump into the air, because that makes it a more complicated thing to remember. Just once you're airborne from a hop, you're just doing one sword lunge, 2 jumps. One
Okay.
sword lunge, 2 jumps.
Oh, wait a minute. 2 jumps. 2 jumps. I was 2 swinging it. I was 2 swinging.
Yeah. Yeah, so hop and then 1 sword, 2 jumps.
1 sword and 2 jumps. Okay. Hop, 1 sword, double jumps. 1 sword, double jumps. 1 sword, double jumps.
So you used up too much gas on one of your double jumps. You activated it and then didn't turn it off fast enough.
All right. Oh, so the second one I'm turning it off.
Yeah, it's if you think of it as like you have jetpacks and you have like the gas. That's why I say sword, gas, gas, sword, gas, gas, because it's gas on, gas off. So you want to swing, gas on, gas off. And so you don't want to be like doing burst, burst, and then sword, because that means that you did gas on, gas off, gas on, gas off. You hit jump like 4 times if you do 2 bursts of rocket boots. You want 1 little burst of rocket boots, which is just on off, and then you sword lunge again. And you're basically carrying the momentum of the catapult lift into the next sword lunge. I kind of wish I was back on my Titan again, but I wanted to do some Warlock stuff. But
Okay, I will practice with this and get this. I will get it.
yep. And then there's this silliness.
Let's see the
Well,
silliness.
I use my well, so I can't. But I can still do this, which is carrying an eager edge lunge into a burst glide, which is
Wow. Wow. So, which version, Holden, would get me through King's Fall through the tomb ships?
the one that I'm trying to teach you, which is the sword, gas, gas, sword, gas, gas.
Okay, that one would work. And I could probably, do it well enough to save myself if I'm on the wrong ship, which has definitely happened.
Yeah, it depends. You want to have as much height as you can, but as soon as you start falling, the nice thing about Eager Edge is that if you noticed that you were starting to fall and you were really high up, you could put the sword away long enough to be able to pull it out again, and then have Eager Edge to lunge forward. But that gets pretty into the weeds with technicality when you haven't practiced it. So you just want to get good at the cadence of being able to. I'm going to switch back to my Titan so I can show.
It's definitely practice makes perfect here. When you're when you're making a big old pan of biscuits for breakfast, the first pan of biscuits you make, they're not going to be your best pan of biscuits. But let's jump forward 50 pans of biscuits later. You're making a pretty dang good biscuit. I mean, come on now. We know you are. So practice here and really cadence, rhythm, the manner, how fast you press and release. Those are all going to matter in being successful with the ability to really move through the map. Now, Tectonic, are you able to, jump and make it across this? I've not. Let me see what you do, Tectonic. Let me see. Now, Tectonic is a clanmate, and we recently went through Garden of Salvation. Oh, Tectonic, you are there. You're fully there. You live the dream. You are the dream. That was fantastic, Tectonic. Fantastic. Now, where's Havoc? Speakeasy Bob, I think
Over
you
here,
can do
sorry,
it.
I thought I was muted or unmuted.
Oh,
have
Havoc, your fire team is set to closed, but it's fine.
Oh,
What's up?
wah, wah. Even with the invite? I didn't
Even
know
with the invite.
Oh, it said invite only. Oh, you know who that is? It's Ransom is the leader.
Oh, wait. I didn't think mine was as closed.
Oh, no. Speakeasy is now. Speakeasy's the leader.
Well,
Can we invite the fire team?
I want to see Havoc. Now, don't just put me on the spot. I want to see Havoc jump the abyss.
Well, I ran out of swords. And I've been trying. I used to know how to swordscape, but my fingers have gotten rusty.
Bob, will you open up so that Holden can get back with us? No, somebody left.
I'm joining. I'm joining.
All right.
We just need to start. We just need to start the encounter and wipe so that everyone can have sword ammo.
All right. Q, what's going on?
My owl crashed. Ow. Ow. Overwatch. Oh. I was like, what is this owl you speak of?
All right, let me let the old lady here. Get me, ma'am, get me. I'm just gonna take myself over the side.
You get me. Fine, fine. Crazy, it said like 3 people left. Bye.
So Ransom, what we can do is you can like hop off the map, and then while you're dead, you can inspect other players in the instance, and then you can watch like from my point of view what I'm doing.
Hold on, that's a great idea. It's a great idea. And this is a good spot to practice. You do not have to worry about the enemies coming at you or a public event. There is a rally flag, but to get a new one, you would need to start the event, but you can quickly wipe. I'm
gonna hop up here.
Let me jump off, Holden, and I'll give a watch. Yep. I'm gonna give a watch. Bye. Oh, Holden's going high ground. He is going high ground.
I'm gonna try to make it from like here all the way to the chest, the first chest.
Oh, this is interesting. Holden's gonna try to make it to the first hidden chest. That's a long way.
So, like I was saying, you get into the air and then it's on off, on off,
On off. On off. On off.
Wow, Holden. I mean, it's astounding how far you've gone. Oh, no, don't. I was watching Holden. Don't revive me. Wow. Chat. Look at this. Almost. No. No.
Wait. It's fine. It's fine.
And Strand for the win. Strand for the win. Wow. Wow. Q, what about you, Q? Are you able to do that? Let's all, everybody reset over there and let's see who can get that. That's a feat. It's a feat. Not smell defeat, but a feat. I've seen Q, I've seen you launch like for miles. I'm just wondering. And Holden, do you have to go that way or would you get it out of bounds?
If
you
go to
went the
left,
front
you get
way.
a turn back. If you go to the left, you get a turn back. I actually got a turn back in the middle of that, which was what made me fall. I wasn't expecting it. I
Right.
was not expecting it. So we have to all start the encounter to be able to
Get ammo.
wipe.
Okay.
So
Guardian down. Guardian down.
It would be nice that I would not have to rely on Strand for my mobility. So what I want to do, I want to watch it just one more time. Nobody revive me. I want to see Holden one more time in that and just watch the sword swings, the subtle nuances that you can pick up from really only watching someone in game. Everybody needs to walk toward the door and we'll start this and we'll get us another flag.
yeah, sorry, I'm struggling to get back over there, but I made it up where I needed to.
Looks like we made it. Now, Speakeasy Bob, what about you? I know you travel a lot of distance. Hex is in here zooming. Now, you just wait, Hex. You just wait. After Holden does this, you get your turn. You just hang on now. You hang on. Emperor Callus, hello. Nick Collects and Gaming, hello. This is a tutelage. Or a tutorage. What is a tutelage? That would be a tutor who's giving you lessons, right? You were being, I'm going to have to look that up. But Holden's schooling us. That's what he's doing. He's schooling us.
Guardian down.
Over there's the gazebo where they found Uldren Sov reborn as Crow. That's it. Over there in the mist.
I do think that the way that I have my controller set up, where I'm using a separate hand for sorting versus jumping, makes it slightly easier to keep the cadence. Because you have to use your thumb and your pointer finger to do the sword gas sword gas, right? You go from your both of them are on your right hand.
Yes, they are. Both on the right hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to have
I
to
have
play
my
with it
triggers.
and see, because I'm thinking that on my controller, but then I have to spin the wheel to change weapons on my, not my controller, my mouse. All right,
no,
I'm going
you
to
can get
jump
one
and
viewer
we're going to
to me
watch Holden. Then I want to watch Hex go through. All right, let's give Holden an opportunity, and then let's let Hex go
I
through.
didn't rally.
Emperor Callus, you are the end. I am the light. You are the end.
All right. So yeah. So I'll just pull the sword out, let the eager edge go away, and I'm just gonna say what I'm doing.
And the goal here is the chest.
Sword,
The chest.
jump, jump. Sword, 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 jump, jump. Sword.
Chat, it's astounding that you
space it
can
out even further.
maintain this momentum. I mean, watch Holden as he launches through this.
There's two things that you need to maintain. You need to make sure that you don't start falling so much that you can still lunge forward with the sword. And you need to make sure that you don't use too much of your gas so that Lion Rampants can replenish it as you're carrying yourself forward.
Okay, there's the key. You're saving when you turn it off. Lion Ramparts is saving some of that momentum for the next one,
yeah,
or
you're-
does it rebuild the whole thing?
It rebuilds it at a rate that allows you to continue using your catapult lift. So you
All
have
right.
to have Lion Rampants on. You have to have catapult lift on.
Hexy,
and
you're
then you
up,
have
buddy.
to-
You're up. Let's see what Hexy can do. But now, what if I just want to do this without Lion Ramparts? Would I still be able to make it, Holden?
Not with the strategy that I was saying. You would be
Okay.
able to do like the eager edge fly and then carry yourself like a fair distance, but you'll fall before to keep the chain going, it has to be catapult lift and it has to be Lion Rampants. As far as I know. Maybe there's some tech, but
Hexy,
there's
I
a
think you
kill.
almost you would have had that, but I think you got the out of bounds. You got the out of bounds. All right, as Hexy
There's
gets
that.
back in spot, let's see if Tectonic can hit this. Hexy's there. He's there. Let's move over to Tectonic. Tectonic, show us what you can do, buddy. Wow, you made it. You touched stone. You touched the stone. Let's see. Speakeasy Bob. Where is Speakeasy Bob? Speakeasy Bob, it's your time to shine. Do it, buddy. Do it.
Nice.
Now, I have seen Speakeasy Bob go along. Here goes Hexy again. That has to be out of bounds. Oh my gosh. We see Holden using Strand. How can you resist it? Hexy, you're good, buddy. You're good. Now, Havoc, what are you able to do it, Havoc? Are you able to get over there?
No. I've been trying. I can't. And one day.
Well, we will practice together, buddy. Havoc's my very first original fire team.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say for shatter skating, I think the hunters will corroborate this. You have to have auto melee turned off. Am I wrong? I think you have to have auto melee option turned off to shatter skate correctly.
Hexy, I mean, Hexy, you're absolutely covering a lot of ground. Quickly. That is really fast movement. Now, I've seen Speakeasy Bob really launch himself across the abyss. And another area, would this work in the booping section of King's Fall? Not the tomb ships, but the booping
Yes.
section. Would the skating work there?
Yeah, you could just jump and sword fly around the entire wall.
And thus not be in danger of the boopers at all.
Yeah. So do you want to do King's Fall?
Oh, I wouldn't mind going into I wouldn't mind going into a raid. I mean, I know we completed just that first section a couple of times yesterday in Root of Nightmares for people that were trying to get, the weaponry so that they could build those weapons in Root of Nightmares. But I kind of want to focus on just something easy. Hold on. We did the Grandmaster earlier today. I ran a couple of the 1840 Lost Sectors off camera. But I will tell you, Holden, what actually kind of just drained me a bit was the battle with Crota's End on the Master level. They just hit so hard. They hit so hard.
Yeah.
And, oh, look at Hexy go. Wow. Wow.
Oh, I got it.
Hexy, you did phenomenal. But on that, because I set up so late, Holden, it I don't know. I know you've told me that you do have a lot of late nights where you're gaming, and I saw where you're actually doing word puzzles.
Sudoku.
Is it
Yeah,
Sudoku? What is that you're playing?
Sudoku.
Sudoku.
It's so there's a YouTube channel called Cracking the Cryptic, where these two guys from the UK who are like world Sudoku champions, are doing these like much more advanced puzzles than I'm capable of breaking into, is what the term is. Like, to break into a puzzle is to understand how the setter intended you to like get into it. And so what I'm doing is they have a bunch of different apps, because there's a bunch of different like formats of Sudoku, but the basic idea is that it's a 9 by 9 grid, and each line, column, each row, column, and box, 3 by 3 box, contains the digits 1 to 9, but not repeated within the box, row, or column. And there's like an infinite, basically not infinite, but a staggering amount of combinations, to the point where it allows you to do all these really cool logic rules. And so the things that I've been doing is I'm doing their Killer Sudoku app. And Killer Sudoku is a variant where it has like these things that they call cages, where a certain number of cells of numbers have like a little clue in the top left corner that tells you what the digits within the cage add up to. And then you can use additional clues. You can use those clues and the basic rules of Sudoku to figure out what goes where.
That sounds like you could have a real challenge, Holden. You could have a real challenge.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is they keep just getting harder and harder. But I love it, because it's like, it's one of those things that should keep my mind sharp as I approach seniority.
Maturity.
Yeah, maturity. Yeah. Great YouTuber channel. Girlfriend watches it every night to fall asleep, says Malrose Jade.
Yeah, I love Simon. Simon and Mark are the two guys that solve puzzles, and
No,
I'm
no.
always listening. I'm always listening for like little sound bites that I could bring into Destiny and with like no context have. And I do that with you sometimes, Ransom. Like the other day, you just casually said like, and I don't know. You were like, I think I'm gonna hit that. It was
Guardian down.
out of context, so
gonna hit
funny. I love it.
Oh.
I didn't go and clip it yet, but I like wrote down the details. Of,
I don't know what you're referring to, Holden, though, really.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But
You-
I
you
had
know.
someone send me a note that said, I'm very, kind of saying that I was a little bit lewd, but it wasn't really intended that way.
No, it's like how the animated movies have like jokes that go over the kids' heads for the adults to stay interested. Like nobody who shouldn't be hearing that stuff even understands what it is when they don't have the context. But it's funny to people who like have their mind a little bit in the gutter. So, anyways.
So what are you saying, Holden? What are you saying? You've had your mind a little bit in the gutter?
Oh, my mind has been in the gutter since I was like 14, probably, maybe earlier. Yeah. No, I don't consider many things offensive.
Man, the out of bounds on this, I mean, it's on you. I was even trying to pull up with Strand right there and couldn't get it. Who knew? Who knew? I thought there was another way around here. All right, chat. Now we have been in. You've seen Holding a Grenade give excellent. He tutored us on that. He schooled us, and in a good way. We were schooled on how to do that. And Jade says the internet has ruined our generation. I love the internet. I remember just like my generation, we were told calculators would destroy civilization. Calculators will be the end of us all. But it's another tool. Would we have told, Stone Age tools, would we have told the people using a wheel, that's going to destroy you? It's just a tool to get us to, a different level. And I'm all about using tools. And in this game, what you see the team doing here is utilizing a tool that is in game. It's here. Nobody forced this in the game. Someone found it and they said, hey, this is really a good way to get this movement up to speed. It's more like Warframe, because Warframe will fly. But in Destiny, someone said, this can be done. We can do it. And they practiced, and we saw Holden go the entire way around and make it to the hidden chest without having to utilize structures. There was no structure utilization. That was just pure joy of using the sword and the jump and a skill set that Holden has perfected. Watch Holden, watch him go through out there. It's astounding. So when you see me get apprehensive, and I did, like I'm still a little bit overheated from trying to do that, because it gets me concerned that I might not be successful. And ultimately, I shouldn't be concerned about not being successful. Just be concerned about having a good time, because the success will come when you play. It will come. I mean, it really does. So now I want to, move in to something. I'm going to have to practice this, Holden, and thank you for showing me that. Like, what do I need to do with Hexy and Exo earlier today? I went through the Grandmaster Nightfall, and they covered me, they protected me. They were those guardians. They reached out, they revived me. because that's a rough one. I mean, what is that thing called? Battlegrounds. They all the really super hard ones seems like they're called Battlegrounds. But yeah, it was tough. Holden, do you remember what this week's Grandmaster is called? Is it a PsyOps or a Battleground?
Yeah, PsyOps, Battleground, Cosmodrome.
Oh, just really rough, really rough. And normally I probably would have, died a lot more there because I love to run out and get those little special throwing swords. Those really came about inside of the Mars escalation protocol. It's a riff on the escalation protocol. So I liked it. I enjoyed it. I should have killed more. I only had like 75 or 77 kills. I should have killed more. I was using Sunshot. But sidearms for piercing, I just always think Wishender is going to be just so much better than any sidearm. You're not going to get that phenomenal range. What sidearm in the game, does anybody know what sidearm has the best range and stability? Because I feel like in the higher end content, you can't be up on them. They're going to get you. So what sidearm has the best range and stability? And I know that's probably all tied in to handling. Holden, do you know what would be your guess as to what would be the best one?
That's crazy.
Oh, Hexy says it's Forerunner. Forerunner has the best
Forerunner's,
range
like,
and stability.
Yeah, it's a special ammo weapon, so I think Wishender is the king of anti-barrier in GMs because you don't have to worry about ammo and it still pretty much one-shots the anti-barrier shields.
I'm just looking for Forerunner. Devil's Ruin has got good range at a 60. Wait a minute, is Forerunner kinetic? What is Forerunner?
Yeah, it's kinetic.
And I keep Forerunner in my vault, chat. I keep it in the vault. Why am I just not seeing it? Forerunner, where are you? Here it is. Wow. Forerunner is a 100 range. But there is the risk of no ammo on this thing. And I will say, first and foremost, I've loved Forerunner. I love using it. But I will say, as I use it, every single time I'm saying, like, I'm keeping this weapon on me, I'm out of ammo. I'm out of ammo. So, Wishender, yes. I love Wishender. I made videos about it a long time ago because it just was that good. But what are some of the other ones that we would have thought about? Sidearms.
They did actually buff the crap out of Revision Zero this season for champions.
Oh my gosh, isn't that the Void pulse rifle? What is Revision Zero?
It's a kinetic pulse rifle. It's on the other page from what you're doing. It's near the middle. It's like, I think it's right where Wishender is on the other page.
Yes, and this came from, was this Vawa the Disciple?
No.
Where did we get this?
This one came from the Legend Seraph Shield, or Seraph Shield mission.
Wow. Do I need to revisit this? Is that what you're telling us, Holden? This needs to be a revisit?
It has intrinsic anti-barrier, and I would have to double check, but I think they made the 2-round burst mode, which has longer range and hits pretty hard. I think they gave it I think they added 200% damage against anti-barrier champions, so I think it's had its damage tripled against champions for anti-barrier. I think that's what it was. I'll have to double check that. It's either they added 100% damage or 200% damage.
All
Might
right,
have been
you have
100%
piqued my interest. I am going to the tower. I'm going to make room for this because chat.
You want to do something with anti-barriers?
Yeah, I need to do something with anti-barrier because I deleted this weapon a long time ago. It's not even in my vault. It's not even in my vault. And I have just learned, and I watched the videos. Maybe I fell asleep or, walked to the refrigerator to get a beverage. And maybe Astacross hasn't talked about it. Maybe he did and I just missed it. Revision Zero Prospector. Nick Collects and Gaming says it got a huge buff. Notums, I just want to say, you're always super knowledgeable, buddy. I want a shout out to you and a tip of the hat because every time that you come into my chat, you know the business. You know the business, the ins and the outs, and I appreciate you for that. Prospector, have you played with it recently? Have you played with this recently? Is it good? And where can we go that we could, go in and just have some fun? Now, nothing where we're going to have to feel like the pressure's on for completion, but something for fun.
What's the weekly exotic mission? Let's see here. Legends. It's Operation Seraph Shield, which might require anti-barriers on Legend. I'm not sure. If you wanted to try it out on that. Or does the Lost Sector?
Oh, the Lost
anti-barrier?
Sector's ate up. Well, it's Overload and
it's
Unstoppable. Overload and Unstoppable.
Yeah. And
I'm resistant. I am resistant to even do this. It says this weapon has to be shaped. You are kidding me.
it is a crafted weapon.
And I deleted it. I'm sure I deleted it. I don't see it here anywhere. That's how strongly I felt about that thing.
Are you talking about Forerunner?
Revision Zero.
Oh yeah, no, Revision was.
So Ransom, do you want to do the weekly campaign mission from Lightfall? It is Unstoppable Anti-Barrier. It's the first contact mission, the first mission of the Lightfall campaign. We could do that on Master and test out the anti-barrier.
That sounds lovely. I feel like that's a picnic. That's a picnic, right? That's ready to happen. That sounds good, Holden.
Right.
I'm going to Mars to try to grab this weapon. I should have been more careful. I should have read it. I should have looked at it because I deleted that thing. Havoc Revision Zero. We have just learned. I have just learned. Chad already knew. That Holden knew, chat knew, that it had a ton of buffs this season or sometime recently past when I used it.
They buffed it approximately 115%.
Wow. Now, what was the exotic from Valwa the Disciple that I just, fought my way through there as many times as possible till it dropped for me?
Collective Obligation.
And isn't that a void pulse rifle?
It is a void pulse rifle, and it doesn't have any intrinsic champion trait. So you could use it for Overload this season. There's Overload pulse rifle.
Right, but that I think I'm confusing the two, and maybe that's why I was thinking it was rotten. Now, will this be a reshape or a shape? Let's find out. Pulse rifles. I can't reshape it, so I'm going to have to shape it.
Yeah.
Revision Zero, shape. Barrier champions. I feel like I need to make a new list of everything that's intrinsically champion stopper, killer, takedown, because the Titan has some armor pieces that I rarely hear mentioned that are actually, good on barrier. The Void Shield, I think, cuts right through when you have a certain exotic on. Choices are limited. So I'm going to basically triumph completed. How many years have I been hanging on to that triumph? Shape weapon.
So I would recommend putting fluted barrel.
Oh, I've already built it, Holden. I'm just building this thing for fun because I'm just wondering if I'm gonna like it.
Okay, did you put Vorpal weapon on it?
I don't think I could choose Vorpal weapon. It's very limited. I've never built it before.
Okay, well then maybe after we test it out, if you like the base version, then we should go do the Legend Seraph Shield, which is around this weekend, to get you the rest of the Catalyst stuff.
Yeah, because there was just basically nothing I could put on this thing. I did get to choose between 2 barrels, and then just everything else was, here's the one you get and move on. I can choose between light burst and heavy burst.
I would choose the heavy burst, the two range, two high damage, high range rounds.
Less stable, but 2 high damage, high range. All right. And long press to swap to an alternate scope, loading high damage rounds based on the amount of targeting data. Strong against barrier champions. Come to me, Revision Zero. You've been hiding out inside of my collections. And I'm going to use you. I'm going to use you to take down the enemy of mankind. Push back the darkness. All right. Now, where do we need to go, Holden? Where do we need to go?
I'm joining on you. So if you load us into...
Don't tell me it's Neptune.
It is Neptune, yeah.
Are we doing the weekly story mission?
Yep, weekly mission, and I would set it to master so that you can see how it performs in basically the closest you can get to GM without us going into a GM.
Okay, Solar Surge, Stasis Surge, Void is the threat. Let's go ahead and just get ready. This is kind of what I had set up for the Dreaming City. I was on the Dreaming City. Prospector says you can unlock the catalyst you don't have yet from doing the Seraph Shield on Legend. Now, wait a minute. Isn't the Seraph Shield on Earth? Don't we run through as Rasputin tries to laser beam us out of existence?
We do. It's in the Legends tab now because it was brought back for the rotating exotic mission playlist, and it is the featured exotic mission this week, so you're in luck for that.
I do like Zhao Li's Bane. I have this with explosive payload and incandescent. I'm a fan.
That'll be great.
Yeah, I like it. So, Revision Zero, I'm going to go ahead and consume something else. I know I said I was going to use Vengeful Whisper. I've changed my mind. I'm a Guardian. I get to change my mind. I'm going to consume this and bring Revision Zero up to 1810. And then, does this have an ornament? Oh, wow. And these are all open? They're all the same. Every one of these look basically identical.
They're very similar. Yeah, they're just like little modifications. Are you able to put major spec on your weapon? Oh, you can't. You can't actually put a spec. You can't put a mod. Never mind. Because it's exotic.
I don't think there's any taken in here.
Nope.
But just so you know, Chad, in case you don't, because these things are learning, you know, you learn this stuff as you're playing along. The champions are majors. They're majors. So if they're your main concern, pop the major spec on there. You know, because I often thought like a champion should be, to me, it's bossy. You know, it's the playground bully champions, but in actuality they are majors, deals extra damage against powerful enemies. But sometimes, like for example the Lost Sector today that's on the Dreaming City, everything in there's taken, every single thing. And actually the champions, the Unstoppable, he says taken unstoppable. So use that Taken mod. And if you don't have that, where you just saw us all playing, I think the Taken mod will drop from that chest. I don't think you have to have completed the raid for that mod to drop in just that the chest that you can claim weekly. I think you can claim it 3 times, 1 per character. Because a lot of you don't go through Last Wish. Holden, I would love for you, like we need to plan a trip into Last Wish to shoot her eyes out.
Let's do it.
I would love to do that. So many of my clanmates have not shot her eyes out. I've been through it twice where we've done that. And I feel like it would be a really good learning experience, a lot of fun. You know, I love learning when it works out that it's fun when you're learning. Thank you, Twine. Thank you, Big Marvinsky. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We're going to go in and I'm just going to tool around with Revision 0. You know, as you can see, I don't even remember when I got this. Like, I may not even know I wanted it, but I did earn it at some point along the way, and now I'm going to actually revisit it. Last night I was talking during Brad's live stream, and I was talking to Brad about revisiting and I think Holden, we actually discussed this the bouncy grenade launcher. What is that thing called? It's an exotic.
Fighting Lion.
Fighting Lion. I need to revisit Fighting Lion. I feel like I just want to try to, and every like 8 months, I think I'm going to revisit Fighting Lion. You know, going to give it another chance. And I feel like practice with Fighting Lion can make that weapon shine. You know, you can make it shiny. And I want to make Fighting Lion shiny because I actually, you know, this is like the sad part of the story. I just like how it looks. I like how it looks. I like the fact that it's a grenade launcher, that I don't have to be concerned about running out of ammo. Now, it seems like Fighting Lion, was that nerfed to like be slower on rounds per minute? Seems like they did something to it and then they buffed it. You know, it's had some reworks trying to make it more popular.
I'm checking our location. We've hitched a ride to the Outer Giants.
Now, I think, is this the one where Osiris runs away in a pod?
There's something hidden here.
I might actually like this story mission.
Did not anticipate a fellow stowaway. Callus is after an artifact on Neptune, the Veil. I'm working on a plan.
But there's an anti-bear, so does Tectonic in the voice chat?
I don't think Tectonic is. He's not of age to have Discord.
Okay.
Tectonic, remember, this is a tough one.
Hopefully, Tectonic can read the chat or hear me saying, "Don't shoot the anti-barrier. Let Ransom break the anti-barrier." Just so that you can get like an idea. Yeah, he copies.
You know, that actually took the little Scion out in a very timely manner. Geth, how are you? How are you, Geth?
That pyramid resonance is shielding the Cabal.
Holden.
See the targeting data meter on
Yeah.
the left side?
And the highlight.
Once that gets full, however many of the chunks of however many of the quarters are full, when you hold reload, it'll load up that many sniper shots, which will also be anti-barrier, and those will one-shot any anti-barrier shield. But even so here's an anti-barrier. Let's get everything dead except for the anti-barrier, and then let's play with its shield a bit. So let's get it weak enough. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you do the next break here. I'm gonna just get it low, so just hold off until it puts the shield up. Now you break it, Ransom.
But I need full data, right?
Well, I mean, you broke the shield there in three bursts of 2 bullets, so it's like a 5 or 6 bullet anti-barrier break.
But now, Holden, wouldn't I have one shot that shield with Wish Ender?
You would, yeah. But how much targeting data do you have?
I'm at 52%.
Okay, so let's keep going until you have full targeting data.
Chat, we are paying a visit to Revision Zero, and I'm really hoping to love this weapon, because as with all weapons inside of Destiny, I want to love them. I want them to be grand, but not all of them are, and that's okay. You know, not all of them can be a favorite. It's okay not to be, a favorite weapon. But one thing I can say about this, it feels weighty, it feels substantial, stability is nice. I like how it highlights targets with green. So there's a lot to like. That's what I'm saying. A lot to like. Look at the stability on this. And now that everything can be full auto trigger, and my data is almost filled up, that must fill up with headshots. Oh, get out of here, esteemed legionary. I'm trying to play with this gun. You need to cooperate.
So just so you know, because it's a locked activity, we can't.
We're tokened.
Change the burst mode. But the four bullet magazine, or the 4 bullet burst, which has less range, will actually load targeting data faster, but you have to be closer, and it will take more bursts to break a shield. But you could mess around with that version as well, which loads the sniper bullets faster. And then the sniper bullets will one-shot anti-barriers, but it's a little bit of work, whereas Wish Ender is just always there.
Yeah, and death destroys your progress.
It does.
Yeah, when I just died, all my progress was gone, and if I came back, Wish Ender would still be popping them full force.
That Cabal had a
God, I just...
get us through that door.
I mean, I feel like I sound like a broken record. I don't want to be a broken record. I want to be a full symphony. But,
yeah,
Wish Ender, it's everything you dreamed it would be. Gosh, it really makes me think, when I'm comparing these other weapons and trying to find something I really like that, it just makes me think that all those rumors that they talked about are going to come true. They all are saying Wish Ender's going to be nerfed.
So don't kill it.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Killed it.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't think it's gonna get nerfed.
I need to pull up some of the official data again and just look at it and see how often it's used. Is it that it's not used enough and so it's not going to be a problem?
I can't help but feel like we should have stayed behind to protect the traveler and our people. Was it the right choice to follow Osiris?
I don't actually know. I
The
mean,
witness establishes a link with a veil. It'll
Oh
be
wow,
over to
chat.
the
I didn't change a thing in here and I still have line ramparts on and now I'm crazy
Never faced
town.
a threat of this magnitude.
I feel like a
Even
jumping
if you
bean.
stayed, you wouldn't have stood a chance against the witness. None of us would. This is our only hope to survive the witness.
It's our only hope and we failed miserably at this, Osiris. You know, and now we've got a way in through the ley lines, and that's our only hope. Everything shouldn't be our only hope. Look at this.
What was that?
The fruits of an unholy alliance between the witness and Callus.
An unholy alliance. I guess it's a big scion. They have features of the scion. Okay, I need to get my data up. I need to get this data up. Oh, Hunter's Trace is on?
Yeah, do you have your data full?
Well, it was half full, but I held it down too long, and then it went, you know, full mode.
Okay, so now this anti-barrier at the back left, when his shield comes up, hit it with one shot. Oh, you're in super.
I'm just going to take
I'm
down
just
some
gonna
of
leave
his
this
friends.
anti-barrier alive here. So once you're out of super, go ahead and hit that anti-barrier.
All right, it was quick. That was quick.
You can do the next break. I'm not going to touch him.
Wow, it is fast in the way that only intrinsically can pop a shield. Get out of here, barrier. You know, Holden, I'm all of a sudden feeling like this could be a viable alternative in some situations.
Now, the other thing that's cool about it is that the sniper rifle shots do quite a lot of damage to bosses. So having a primary that can like unlimited generate high damage sniper bullets to put it into a boss is also pretty nice. Like, so here, I'm gonna load my sniper trace. If you go ahead and unstop that unstoppable, and then don't touch it.
This is the core for the entire ship.
He's stunned. He is stunned.
Navigation, deployment.
You see how
Wow,
fast I
that
took
was
that out of the
fast.
sniper bullet.
That was fast.
Yeah, so the sniper bullets did 68,000, I think, to the backpack, to the crit spot. And we're on Master, so on Grandmaster they would probably do somewhere in the neighborhood of 45,000, which is as good as like any heavy linear with a damage bonus. So it's nice to have unlimited. It's kind of like Quicksilver Storm, just instead of building up grenade rounds, it's building up sniper rounds.
And Twine says the catalyst options can make building up the Hunter's Trace charges a lot more reasonable.
Yeah, so we should at least get you the full version of the weapon by running the legend version of the mission to get you the different perks that can go on it.
Look, down there.
And you should try out the 4-burst mode to see if you like it, because it will load the sniper bullets a lot faster. But in terms of like something you're always using, I like the 2-round burst more.
What do you think of my shadow?
Golly, I should have not just left my setup on because these lion ramparts are just throwing my jump out of whack. You get accustomed to something, and then these lion ramparts are like crazy town.
Yeah.
How high
they give
they're
you a lot
getting
of
me
gas.
up.
They give you a lot of gas.
They really do. I used to love them in Vow of the Disciple.
Yeah.
Okay, now I've got full targeting
Yeah.
data.
I'm gonna break the shield on this one. Go ahead and pepper him a little bit more. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's 80,000, so one shot.
Wow. Wow. It really made the difference. This
So it's
weapon...
nice to have like a sniper.
Why have we not heard more about it, Holden? What's been keeping it in the shadows?
Wish Ender.
Seems like he hasn't changed. Even after
Wish Ender and
now he only has us to watch his
people
back.
still love Arbalest a lot.
Hopefully he hasn't gone up the deep end.
There's a lot of people who still haven't given up Arbalest because
Okay, here's the
it breaks
plan.
the champions in one shot.
It does.
and it
It's a
gives
one-shot
you-
wonder.
The one we're on.
But like so is Wish Ender, so like I don't understand why those people. Still
I know,
use
and
it.
Wish Ender can see through
So
walls.
if you aren't going to help,
Yeah, I guess the
then
reason
leave
people
me
use
alone.
Arbalest is because so often they will have a linear in their heavy slot as well, and then that way they're going to be having two different linears that can do damage to bosses and stuff like that, as well as like it makes a little bit of sense to still use Arbalest, but. Yeah, you should definitely get the perks to this exotic, the craftable perks. and
I
then
am in,
also
I
try
am
the
in
4-round
full
perks.
agreement with you, Holden. This now becomes a must complete it. It's too good now to ignore. And
Let's
so much
finish
of
this
what
as
we
we might-
do, you know, is champion based. It's champion based. I mean, really, isn't it? Wouldn't it be hard to play Destiny now without just having a lot of champions?
Sorry, what did you say? I was focused on the champion. What did you say?
Just you know, everything that we do inside of Destiny, you know, there's a bunch of champions stomping around.
Yeah. I mean, the new mission, the new Starcross mission has no champions on normal mode, and people liked that. People liked that there was no champions on normal mode of Starcrossed. I don't really have a problem with champions, especially now because of how like many different ways there are to deal with them. But I do think that you know, I would prefer to see more innovation in terms of like difficult combatants. And we're gonna get those field commanders in final shape, the subjugators.
Yes.
So,
Have we seen any
that
artwork
should-
of those, Holden, the subjugators?
we've seen pictures of them in the final shape showcase, and they look sort of like Rulk crossed with they have a darkness like a Rulk look to them.
You're right. It's very sniper rifle. You know, it feels like a sniper.
The 2-round burst hits hard. It's nice. It's a nice primary. Because what they did was they buffed pulse rifles in general 15%, and then they buffed this pulse rifle specifically an additional 100% against champions. So, that's what the 115% buff came from to champions, and it's a 15% better against everything else except bosses. Now, the sniper bullets hitting for 80,000 on a champion, that might mean that, like, the sniper bullets hit for less on a boss, like 40k, maybe? They hit for on a boss and master, which would make it, like, maybe like a 25,000 shot in GMs. I'm not sure. It would require some testing, but I feel like that would make sense if it was, like, buffed 100% just against champions.
Wow. Tectonic, you're so far back, buddy. You know, I think I would really like, Holden, just seeing a little pop-up that says, you know, these weapons have been altered, take a look. And then when you initially open it up, maybe a little screen pops up that says this is what has been done.
Yeah.
You know, not something that stays there forever, but just say, you know, this weapon has been, you know, buffed, nerfed. But just say alterations. I mean, I don't think they need to use buffed.
Well, so we have, like, the lore tab, right? We have the lore tab on a lot of, like, different items. It would be great if they could put a revision tab that showed a history of all the buffs and nerfs that have affected it, or at least the most recent ones.
Something. I feel like something needs to be done, because how would you know that this weapon is so much better if, you know, they're relying on us to watch, you know, streamers, which I do, but maybe a lot of people aren't watching streamers. So I feel like it would be really nice for that just to kind of pop up and say, you know, this gun has had some revisions.
Yeah, maybe it could be something like, if you consider the baseline for a weapon to be 1.0x damage, you could, like, see on each weapon what its modifier number is, like its modifier multiplier against different champion types, or against different enemy types. So, like, if a weapon is specifically better against bosses or better against, so, like, any exotic primaries would automatically show 1.4x against minors and majors, and then this weapon in particular would show 1.1x, or sorry, 2.0x against champions, so that you could see the 100% buff versus, like, what it normally would do. Something like that would probably work best, instead of, like, giving people a bunch of patch notes to try to comprehend. Just show, like, a modifier that says, like, yeah, this weapon, the normal amount of damage that it does, like, against champions, it does double.
Right.
Because it's 2.0x.
Yeah, it just, we need something, don't we, Holden, really? We need something. Yeah. Twine says there is no in-game telegraphing of buffs, nerfs, so people who don't watch streamers or pay attention to the Bungie on social are left in the dark. Yeah, it needs to be in-game. We shouldn't have to go to an outside source. You know, it needs to be in-game.
Well, I mean, I think we've talked about this before, but, like, the thing is that Bungie sort of likes an element of like, player discovery. And maybe it's a little bit too far on the obtuse side. but they like that players have to go and do their own testing and find like the guns or whatever. At least it seems like they do, because they don't explain anything. They leave it to the other players in the community to explain, whether it's your friends or streamers or, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe
and I don't know. I feel like Bungie, you know, you do the homework. Don't make us rely on somebody that might not be accurately portraying what really is going on.
Yeah, maybe they could do something like put an archive of the TWABs into the game, where you could read all of the updates going back to the beginning of D2, and then for each weapon they could like tag each TWAB that mentions that weapon, and then you could like click on Wishender and say like, look at patch note history, and it would just show you like a link to every single, like, you would still have to go to the TWAB and for that date or whatever and look at like what they did, but it would be easy to just go to the most recent one and be like, oh, okay, they just recently buffed this weapon like that, and then they could put like a little indicator in the corner that would say like maybe a green for recently buffed or like a red for recently nerfed.
Yes.
And then if you wanted more info, you'd have to go in to read the TWAB, but it would be in the game, not just online.
And I wanted all the weapons that we have that are intrinsically like barrier, unstoppable, overload.
Yeah.
I want them to actually say that, you know, in the lower left hand or lower right hand upper corner instead of the season that we got it in, or put it adjacent to the season.
They could put the icon like in a corner for any weapon that is intrinsically a champion weapon.
Yeah. It needs to be there. Otherwise, you know, you're just hunting and pecking, trying to figure out what's what. There's some fine tuning that needs to be done to get this game really in a glory state where it will be just phenomenal nonstop.
Yeah, it's just, you know, we're 10 years in to Destiny, I guess, as a franchise. 7 years into Destiny 2. I don't know. I mean, we do know that Bungie is overhauling the way that buffs are displayed on your screen and stuff like that in Final Shape. Like, there's going to be overhauls like that. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. But every single time that they make quality of life improvements, we as a community find other things that would make it better. Like, I think it's just a sign that we care about the game a lot, that we are always thinking of ways for it to improve. And it's also good to remember or to acknowledge how many good quality of life updates Bungie has actually added to Destiny 2 over the years.
My gosh, it's so different, Holden. You know, we've talked about trace rifles, ledge assist, the new supers, strand and stasis, just so many things that I go back to the Red War that absolutely you know, have come along since the Red War. I think the game launched with ledge assist.
So yeah, so this sniper rounds from Revision 0 do about 26,000 to the chest of the Tormentor, and that would be considered a boss. So sort of gives you a baseline of what to expect if you're using it for supplemental boss damage in a master environment.
Yeah, it's turned into something that's actually, you know, worthy. To the point where I'm going to fill out, you know, the Catalyst versions. Twine, I'm going to do it, buddy. I'm going to work on it. Now, I kind of remember like doing this over and over again. I don't remember what it was for.
It's a good farm for like spectral pages and other event things sometimes.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was.
The festival of the Lost, this was a good farm for spectral pages.
Because we came in here, we kept a save spot, and just did this over and over and over again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, definitely some tweets need to go out, some X's, some Twitters, some whatever they are called now, to Bungie to say, hey, this is... Oh, Ascendant Alloy? Yeah, I'll take that.
Nice.
Score
I was full on
attained,
those.
and that
I'm
was
glad you both
casual.
got them.
I didn't even have the proper gear on, and we got the score.
Mm-hmm.
Chat, Holden, Tectonic. I think that is evening. I'm going to go down and fix some dinner. I think it's a chicken noodle soup night. And, you know, maybe take a nap and try to possibly get back in. I'm a big fan of trying to do something late evening. And it gives people who don't get to hang out with me during the day because they work jobs, they're in school, they have, you know, real life. It gives them an opportunity to come in and hang out with me. So I always like that. I like it a lot. Now, what was that? Just the selectable, difficult off of Neo
That was the
Muna.
master weekly campaign mission for Lightfall.
Chat, master, nightly, weekly, or weekly, not nightly. I don't know why I'm thinking night, but weekly campaign mission. You saw Holden a grenade, Tectonic. You heard Holden. I feel like we ought to be able to see Holden because I, you know, see him on his live streams. But Holden gave us instruction on how to move quickly through the game. And he was absolutely phenomenal. As always, Holden, giving these instructions. You're great. Uniquely Stellar says, I'll be on late tonight. Prospector Twine says, enjoyed the stream. Have a good evening. Thank you guys. And thank you to everyone who came and hung out with me as we were tooling around working with these movement techniques inside the game. Oh, rewind it, Stellar. It was really good. Holden goes over a lot of how you move about. And I actually jumped off the edge of the map, wiped, and then watched Holden do a huge loop to the first secret chest in Last Wish. It was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Uniquely Stellar. I hope to maybe see you tonight. I'm going to try to take a nap and come back because I love to play some late night. And maybe even a raid. You know, we should do a raid because I would like to finish Root of Nightmares. We went in yesterday, and I would like to finish it. Uniquely Stellar, you were with us. I hope you got some good, good gear in there. I'm Ransom Rider. This is my favorite game, Destiny 2. Bye. Bye. Thank you, chat. Look for me, Uniquely Stellar. Look for me. Thank you.